Hi guys, Dr. Mike Dusa, MTFU Longevity Society. Hope you're doing well. We're doing a lot of videos, teaching a lot, learning a lot, having a lot of fun, still talking about the abs. You know, everybody wants cleanly defined abdominals, that wasp waist, you know, the nice taper to the lats, the wide shoulders. It's not easy. It's simple, but not easy, meaning as far as what you have to do, it's not that hard. Carrying it out, well, a lot of people seem to have problems. You know, looking at the anatomy of the abs, okay, everybody's talking about, hey, you know, a kid approaches me and says, hey doc, you know, I only got a 4-pack, I want an 8-pack. You know what? You've got to talk to Jesus about that, because whoever your maker was that made you, they gave you a certain amount and that's all you got. You can't really train for a number of ice cube packs in your 6-pack, bear pack, whatever you call it. You know, if you're looking at the anatomy, you're looking at the sternum right here, you're looking at the pubic bone, you're looking at the linea alba, which is a line that goes straight down. The deeper that is, the deeper, the more closely packed your abs are likely to be, okay? Some people have a deeper one than others, other people not so much, but it still doesn't delegate how hard or how efficient you're going to work your midsection. Quick story, when I was a young kid, 12 years old, I had a very good friend of mine, real thin, lean kid. I was a little more muscular even at a young age. But I remember he got sick and he turned out it was okay, but for 2 weeks he was in bed and he was coughing violently. For 2 weeks straight, I would visit his house. Every time I couldn't visit that long because all he would do was cough. He couldn't even talk. Now, he overcame that, he was fine, but at the end of 2 weeks, amazingly defined abdominals. Were they deep? No. Were they defined? Yes. Now my good friend Roman, my cameraman, who's a very fine lifter himself, asked me a good question earlier. He says, you know, what about these guys with the real thick, deep abs like Serge Gray and guys like that? I'm like, well, that's a good question. Why are they so thick and so deep? Because they work their abs with weights. You gotta remember, the abdominal muscles, just like the bicep, like the pec, like the back, like the glute, like the thigh, like the calf, they're muscles, and they respond to weight resistance training. They respond to that myofibril contraction and stretch, contraction, stretch. You know, you're getting the nutrition in, you're pumping the lactic acid out, and ultimately you let it heal and it grows. The abs are the same way. I'm not gonna demonstrate any weighted ab exercises today, but as far as the midsection here, we've talked about that in the past. I do want to talk about obliques. You know, these things on the side, okay? You know what you see guys do? You still see men and women taking dumbbells like this, all right? And they're doing this, you know, the side bending maneuver. Now look, if your goal, if you leave the house and you say, Ma, I'm going to widen my abdominals, I'm going to widen my waistline today. If your goal is to get a wide waist, you're well on your way. I don't know anybody who wants to do that. And that's not really what you want to do. I don't think you should ever do that maneuver. You still see people do it, but you do want to, you know, you want to build the abdominals in the middle here, but you also want to hone and streamline the sides. You want to create a wasp waist. You want to create a nice aesthetic taper to the abs. You know, put my hands here as lean as you can get, and we're thinking I'm probably about 8% right now. In men in particular, you're still going to have that fat right back here. Roman's smiling up, he says, that's just skin. Because Roman realizes I haven't paid him yet for the day, so he's being nice. Don't worry, Roman. Don't you worry about that. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, there's still a little fat here. That's the last place for the fat to go. It'll go, but you got to get down to, you know, really low body fat levels, okay? But even still, talking about this as far as the sides, you want to look at the intercostal muscles as well. You know, they're right here. You can, you know, I think I'm bringing them out. I hope the light's good over here. You can see them right there on each side, okay? And you want to work those as well. Great way to work them. I don't have access to the machine today. It's a little too loud out there. I take this little cable apparatus. Now, I step out. Remember, we're not working the abdominal muscles right here. We're working the intercostals, tie into the oblique on the side right here. Now, you want to flex and you want to stretch, okay? Now, the wrong way right here, you push out with your arm. Well, that's an arm exercise, okay? What do you want to do? You want to translate this resistance to your trunk right here, okay, to the intercostals. And the way you do that is your arm is just a hook. It's frozen. And what you do is you rotate with your trunk, just like so, across. And if you're going to the left, you're working the right. Now, what I'll do is I'll do 30 like this. It's not easy because what you're doing is you're not just moving it, you're flexing these and you're stretching. You're flexing them and you're stretching them. And you're flexing them and you're stretching them. 30 on this side, 30 on that side, 3 sets. Try that every day for 2 weeks. And I guarantee, depending upon the condition you're starting in, you will carve this up. Okay, you will carve this stuff up. That's all I have to say today. We're going to talk more about abs and arms and all the other body parts. I'm 53 years old. I'm trying to stay as young as I can. I'm trying to rejuvenate. I'm slowly piecing together all the components to turning back the clock. I'm discovering many different things that are really helping me feel like a kid, hopefully until the day I die. And that being said, for MTFU Longevity Society, I thank you. And remember, school is never out for the pro. Thank you.